telling me what I can do, what I can say, what I can think, who my heroes are supposed to be. Just get the off of me.
Bill Maher just dropped a truth bomb on Drew Barrymore in his latest Club Random episode, and the internet is lit. The unapologetic comedian went straight for the jugular, dismantling her flimsy woke talking points without breaking a sweat. As expected, the outrage brigade had a meltdown, but Maher couldn't care less. His only mission? Serving up raw, unfiltered truth in scalding doses. No fluff, no filters. If you haven't seen it yet, buckle up, because it's Maher at his most ruthless.
You're a very discerning man. When it comes to a lot of things, you are.
It's a charitable word for it, but I appreciate it. Yes, I think I am. I mean,
I've watched you for decades go out there and speak your truth.
Yeah.
I don't think there is anything that exists of the truth. It's your truth. And
there is also in life the truth. We may not always be able to discern it, but there is the truth.
Barrymore leaned on one of the woke mob's favorite mantras. Truth is relative. You've heard it. That's your truth. Let me live mine. Sounds poetic, but it's really just intellectual laziness in a self-righteous package. The reality is simple. Facts exist whether you like them or not. Gravity doesn't stop working because you're offended when you fall. Opinions can be informed by facts or built entirely on feelings. And when they're only vibes, they collapse under scrutiny. That's exactly where Barrymore's argument crumbled, and Maher wasn't about to let it slide.
It's very hard to be the one on either side to ever proclaim you know what it is. That is a dangerous thing to do. We always need to hear, because we don't know. We're not God.
No.
Right.
No.
But it does exist, the truth. Not everything is just your truth. I mean, your truth has become sort of like code word for just whatever I feel like believing. Well, that's not really the same thing as your truth. You feel this way.
Yeah.
Feeling is not enough.
Maher took aim at the woke mob's entire strategy. Feelings over facts. When pressed, they scramble for cherry-picked data that barely holds water, try to defend ideas that collapse with the slightest push. Feelings change by the day, yet they want to base irreversible decisions like transitioning children on those fleeting emotions. Kids who haven't even picked a favorite color are being told their passing feelings define them for life. It's reckless, dangerous, and Maher cut through it like a knife. Truth doesn't bend to feelings, and no amount of woke spin will change that.
It is such a taboo subject, the truth.
It is. Oh, and it gets you hated.
Oh, as soon as I said it, I was like, the truth, that there is no truth. I'm like, that doesn't work. You can't say things like that.
Then came the knockout moment. Barrymore, thinking she was flattering him, said Maher was just speaking his truth. Quick as a whip, Maher shot back. There's no your truth or my truth. There's just the truth. Barrymore froze. You could see the gears in her head grind to a halt. She stumbled, rambled, and sputtered like a deer in headlights. That's what happens when woke ideology meets hard logic. The illusion shatters. Woke talking points thrive in echo chambers, but when they face someone with backbone, the facade crumbles. Maher didn't just win the exchange, he bulldozed it.
It's just so refreshing. Like, you were doing this before it was so dangerous.
Still dangerous.
And it is just way too dangerous now, but you're still doing it.
It's slightly less dangerous than it was 2 years ago because we did have a vibe change, and because the Democrats lost so badly in 2024.
Drew Barrymore almost slipped in a classic woke tactic, hinting that speaking the truth today is somehow dangerous. It's the old censorship in disguise trick, masking control as concern. But Maher caught it instantly and shut it down before it could take root. We've all seen what cancel culture did not long ago. People lost jobs, reputations, and friendships simply for saying things that challenge the narrative. Fear replaced free speech. But here's the shift. Thanks to Trump shaking the system and the rise of independent media, that fire is dying down. Cancel culture isn't the roaring blaze it was. it's a fading ember, while more people feel free to speak out. Maher made sure to remind everyone of that change.
Brushes off the rose on left-wing censorship and, oh my God, you can't say that. Stop telling me what I can do, what I can say, what I can think, who my heroes are supposed to be. Just get the off of me.
Maher also delivered a sharp reminder that free speech isn't a gift from cultural gatekeepers. It's a constitutional right. It's the freedom to speak your mind, whether or not it makes someone uncomfortable. If words cross legal lines, we have courts and laws to deal with it. But outside of that, speech should remain raw and unrestricted. That's the essence of America. We don't silence voices just because they ruffle feathers, and we certainly don't let mobs decide what can be said. Maher's point was clear. Free speech means all speech, not just the kind the elite approve of, and it must be defended at all costs.
A lot of just what viscerally is going on with me when I have issues with the left. Just get the off of me. First of all, I don't believe you. You're not better. You're a lot of posers. Not all of you, but just get the off of me.
Well, that's what I like is you call people out from all different areas, and I don't even know how to address parties anymore.
Love him or hate him, Bill Maher has something most public figures lost a long time ago: guts. He'll call out anyone, anywhere on the spectrum, whether they wear a red tie, a blue tie, or none at all. In today's media circus, that's almost unheard of. The mainstream press is predictable to the point of parody. Hammer the right into the ground for every minor misstep, then quietly sweep the left's disasters under the rug. Maher doesn't play that game. He'll grill Republicans until they squirm, but he's just as ruthless when Democrats start peddling nonsense. It's that consistency, that refusal to bend to the partisan playbook, that keeps people tuning in, even if they don't always agree with him. And make no mistake, the woke mob despises him for it. But here's the irony. Their outrage only makes him more relevant. In a landscape drowning in bias, Maher's unfiltered willingness to torch hypocrisy on both sides is rare, refreshing, and exactly what the country needs right now.
You are ballsy enough to do those things. What is it that scares you or that you care about?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
God! I was so riveted by the framing there. I was like, wow, who are we talking to? What was the question? What am I?
If you're ballsy enough to be brave enough to say your truths or speak for what you believe is the truth,
yes.
What scares you and what do you care about?
Oh, what scares me is a little bit me, that, at any moment you can say something that really in private conversation wouldn't upset anybody.
Yes.
But the snitches and bitches will be able to use it to
end
you, which they did once on Politically Incorrect.
And this is where the left's hypocrisy really shows its face. Behind closed doors, they're no different from the rest of us. They joke, they vent, they share raw, unfiltered opinions without worrying about how it sounds. But the second someone dares to speak those same thoughts in public, suddenly it's outrage theater on full display. They clutch their pearls, summon the Twitter mob, and demand cancellations like it's a sport. It's not about what was actually said, it's about control. They want to dictate who gets to say it, when it's acceptable, and exactly how it should be framed. If the wrong person speaks the truth, they go in for the kill. That's why cancel culture has always been a fraud. Morality has nothing to do with it. It's about keeping the power to control the conversation. And every time someone refuses to bow to that control, the illusion cracks. Each act of defiance makes their censorship harder to justify and their double standards harder to hide.
Ended a few times,
right.
And I understand that it is real and it can happen.
Right. So, I always say, whenever I leave the house, not even to just do the show, just leave the house, I'm having dinner at a restaurant, but one of those rooftop restaurants. Because is it really dangerous? Not very, but you could fall off the roof.
Right.
When you eat at a normal restaurant, there's no danger of you falling off the roof. When you eat at a rooftop restaurant, there's very little, but it is possible you could fall off the roof.
For years, Democrats managed to turn America into a nation walking on eggshells. They built a culture where every word, every joke, and every post had to be second-guessed, because one slip could mean losing your career, your friends, or your reputation overnight. This wasn't about fostering genuine respect. It was about control. They weaponized fear, conditioning ordinary Americans to filter every thought through layers of political correctness, as if we were all navigating a minefield of invisible tripwires. Instead of honest conversation, we got scripted, cautious exchanges where people were too afraid to be real. The self-appointed moral police on the left dictated the boundaries, deciding what could be said, how it should be framed, and who was allowed to say it. But now that grip is slipping. Americans are done with living in constant paranoia. We're tired of whispering. We want to speak freely, without waiting for the mob to pounce. Bill Maher's exchange with Drew Barrymore wasn't just another celebrity spat. It was a wake-up call. It reminded people that truth, when spoken plainly and without fear, cuts through the noise like a knife. Cancel culture is no longer the roaring wildfire it once was. It's sputtering, and independent voices are fanning the flames of free speech instead. The facade is crumbling. The hypocrisy is out in the open, and Americans are pushing back harder than ever. That's worth celebrating. So if you're ready to help put out the dying embers of woke culture for good, hit that subscribe button and share this video.